Let's take this piece of furniture and flip it into a nightstand fit for Dracula himself for the Halloween challenge. You don't want to miss this. Stick around to the end. Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Sab with Sabsrehebs. This is a nightstand I found at an estate sale for $7 and it has failing finish, even cobwebs, so perfect for this Halloween challenge. We're going to see what we can do to make it look dramatic, dark, and romantic. All right, I start with this piece by removing the handles and taking the drawers out and giving a thorough cleaning using some warm water and some Dawn Just soap. I scrub the surface down really well and then wipe up the excess soapy water with a cloth and then come back with a clean damp cloth afterwards to give it a nice water rinse. This just makes sure that you have a nice clean surface in order for your primer and paint to adhere to. After the surface was air dried, I went ahead and got right away to sanding. This is my Surf Prep sander and I'm using some 120 grit sandpaper to remove the old finish. I go over the top using 120 grit sandpaper and then come back with 220 grit because I want to stain this. I'm getting it prepped in order to stain. If you are interested in seeing old pieces of furniture get a makeover, a whole new look, you're definitely in the right place. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I am painting the body of the nightstand, so I just used some 220 grit sandpaper to scuff sand the drawers and the body of it. Now, even with using my fancy Surf Prep sander, there were some spots where the old stain and finish just wasn't able to get off. So I am using my carbide scraper here to scrape the surface to break it up and then come back with some 120 grit sandpaper to clean it up. I want to make sure that I remove all the old finish so I am ready for some new stain. After all of that sanding, I wipe the dust away with a damp lint-free cloth and then let the surface air dry. While sanding this piece, I noticed that some of the veneer is starting to lift up. So to make sure that it doesn't chip off later, I grab a glue syringe. This is full of wood glue, and I applied a bead of glue underneath the surface, wipe off the excess glue, put a board down, and then placed a weight on top and let that dry for a few hours. Also in the veneer, there are a few chips missing on the edge, so to fill those, I'm going to use wood filler. Now I'm staining the top, and I've had, even though this DAP wood filler says that it's stainable, once it's on the piece, it kind of has an issue with taking stain. So I'm adding this ebony stain to my wood filler and mixing it up really well before I apply it on. I've been playing around with this for a couple months now, and this really works so much better than applying the wood stain, letting it dry, and then trying to apply stain. So I apply it on there, let it dry, and then I come back with some 220 grit sandpaper to shape up the stained areas, and then it is ready for stain. For the top, I'm using the same ebony stain that I use mixed into the wood filler. This is by Varathane. I apply it around the edges and then on the top surface, apply it in a circular motion to go against the wood grain. Let that set for a few minutes, and then I come back with a lint-free cloth to wipe up any excess remaining stain. It does end up taking 2 coats of stain to get the look that I want for this piece. So I just repeated that process over again and then let it set overnight. Okay, so I mentioned this is for the Halloween challenge here on YouTube. It is hosted by Lovely Jubbly Furniture. Thank you so much, Meg, for hosting this challenge. In the spirit of Halloween, I have planted a little pumpkin jack-o'-lantern in the video. So when you think you see it, you're going to comment the time stamp down below, and the first person to get it right, I will pin that comment for everyone to see so everyone will know that you got it right. All right, for protection on the top, this is an oil-based polyurethane. This is my favorite top coat to use on the oil-based stains. I apply 2 coats, letting it dry 4 hours in between each coat. I will do more protection later, but that's all I do for protecting the top right now at this time. The next day, whenever it was completely dried, I cut a piece of butcher paper down to size and then taped it because I'm going to spray some paint for the body and I don't want it to get on my nicely new stained and protected top. For a primer, I'm using this Kills because it says it's for dark, rich colors, and that is exactly what I will be spraying on the body of the nightstand. We're trying to make this dark and dreary, but yet a little bit of romantic because it's, you know, Dracula, right? So I apply 2 layers of this primer on the piece, allowing it to dry a couple hours in between each layer. In the world today, the prices of everything have skyrocketed, including the prices of stuff to do what we do here. So instead of buying new paint for everything, I am working with using what I have in my shop to come up with the colors that I want. So this is Classic Noir and also Wizard's Potion. This is in the Bear Chalk paint formula. And I'm mixing, trying to make a very dark purple, almost black. And I end up playing around mixing it together. It ends up being 2/3 Classic Noir and 1/3 of the Wizard's Potion to get this dark purple that I am wanting. I use my 3M Accu spray and spray 2 layers of this purple and let the paint thoroughly dry in between each coat. All right, something new going on with my channel. I do have channel membership now available. If you go to my home channel page, you can see a join button to join that. You get early access to videos, so you get to see it before anyone else does. And I also post more stuff there, so you get to see what Sab is up to in between video to video. So if that is of interest to you, I encourage you to go and hit that join button now. To protect my paint, I am using Varathane's water-based polyurethane. I have it loaded up in my gun and I apply 2 coats of this over the chalk paint. Now, normally whenever I get to top coat, I am almost done with the piece, but we are far from that. I'm doing something new this time. This is powder glaze. It is sprayable black powder glaze by Valspar. This was given to me by a friend, so I will try to find a link for you guys to put down in the description. You can see that it's pretty watery, so it doesn't need to be watered down. I just put it into my container, loaded up in my gun, and started to spray this. Now, I'm going to go into too much detail because this is my first time using sprayable powder glaze. So I just spray a thin layer on. I end up doing 2 coats of it, allowing it to dry in between each coat. And you can definitely tell whenever the coats are dry because it turns from black into like a light gray powdery look. And I will do another video next month with more detail of how to do the process. But like I said, this is my first time, so I'm just experimenting here to see what I can come up with. Now, after the powder glaze sets overnight, so I let it set for 24 hours. I don't want the piece to be turned completely black, so this is a Merlon scrub pad. It's 360 grit, and I am lightly rubbing here, knocking back off the powder glaze. And this is just going to give it like a antique, kind of like a wax would look to the piece. And I'm purposely doing black wax over dark purple because this is my first time and I want, if there's any errors, I want it to be an easy way to hide or cover it. But it ends up giving this piece the perfect touch and the look exactly what I'm wanting to go for. Now, after I have the powder glaze knocked back to the level that I want, I do use a shop towel to wipe over the piece. And this is just to knock off any of the black glaze powder that is loose but hasn't fallen off yet. And then I come back and I apply 2 layers of top coat to the piece to seal in that powder glaze. All right, Katja was so kind to send me some of her products. So this is one of her transfers, and I think this gold is a perfect touch to add to the sides of these nightstands. So I cut it down to size, put it in, peel the backing off, put it into place, and then use the varnishing stick to rub the transfer on and slowly pull back the protective film, and just continue with that process on both sides until I get the transfer completely on there. Afterwards, you want to smooth over the transfer with your hands to make sure that there are no air bubbles in it. And then it does need to be protected, so I added one more layer of protection. So the body of this nightstand got 5 layers of top coat, which is pretty typical when you're using powder glaze. Okay, earlier I said I wasn't done with the top yet. So I spray my stuff in a workshop and it collects, dust out of the air and settles down. And so usually when I get polyurethane, I don't get a super smooth finish all the time. So when I have bumpies, I lightly sand those out, wipe the dust away with a cloth, and then this is my trick to make a smooth finish. I add a layer of wax on top. This is extra protection, and I just smooth it on and then let it set for 15 minutes. And I come back with a lint-free cloth and I buff it. And I love how wax you can buff it to the sheen, so I can buff it to a satin sheen so it matches the body of the nightstand. For the handles, I decided to add this gold leaf rub and buff. It is super simple to use. After cleaning the handles, I put some of the rub and buff on my finger and just wipe over the handles to give it a nice golden touch. And then let that dry and then buff away any excess wax that you may have on it. I feel like adding a little bit of gold gilding wax just brings the handles back to life. For the insides of the drawers, I lined them with some peel and stick wallpaper. This is a black and gold damask I found on Amazon. I will make sure to link that in the description. And then I conditioned the outside and the inside of the wooden part of the drawers with Howard feed and wax. Apply a thin layer and then buff it excess off. I decided the front needs a little bit more, and the answer was always more gold to bring this look together. So I used the same gold leaf rub and buff and apply it around one of the trim pieces on the drawers. And then after that, this was complete. I think this got the look that I want. So we're going to take a quick look at the before and the after. Here is a quick look, reminder of what we started with. And then here is our after. I just absolutely love the dark ebony stain on top with a dark purple body and then the gold highlights in it. It just looks like it could be sitting next to Dracula's bed in Transylvania. I hope you guys enjoyed this flip. This is just one video of the very many YouTubers who are participating in this challenge. I will link their playlist in the description. Also pop up a little icon here at the end for you to click. That's all I have for you guys today. Until next time.